Pryde's Picks is spoiler heavy and full of crude language. I swear like a sailor, and Lockheed's no better. Consider yourself warned. Hey everyone, it's Pryde, and I'm here with January 30th Pryde Picks. Unlike last week, I now have 2 DC issues and 2 Marvel issues. I'm going to start with DC because we got some new Batman in the house. First up is Batman and Robin #1, DC's annual edition. And this is a gift from DC to all you Batman fans. Robin, aka Damian, has decided to give his father a gift and send him on a very thoughtful scavenger hunt to distract him from being the little shithead that he is. Damian decides to dress up like Daddy Dearest and go fighting crime in Gotham. Meanwhile, Batman thinks Damian's out gonna meet him somewhere at some undisclosed location while he is gallivanting around the world finding clues. And these clues aren't very subtle. Damian green screens himself with a little backdrop of some very well-known area, and Batman treks his happy ass over there with Alfred. Why they thought leaving the house open to whatever, I have no idea why there was no security system up. They kenneled the dog apparently. Damian pulled him out of the kennel. And Damian's out fighting crime. And Damian is kind of a useless little shit at fighting crime. He keeps screwing stuff up. And when he tries to show up for the bat signal and talk to Gordon, Gordon totally knows it's him. Meanwhile, Bruce Wayne's pretending like he doesn't know what's going on the other side of the world. But he totally does, because he keeps calling Damian and being like, oh, I heard there was a fire at this place. I wonder what happened. And Damian feigns, like, disinterest. Damian shows him some mementos of Bruce's childhood, different trips his mom went on, and different things between him, his mom and his dad that are all over the world. I guess they were great travelers, and they just shared their romance in every city possible. I think it's kind of lame that Bruce hasn't found this shit himself, and young, precocious Damian did. So it's definitely kind of convenient. But if you're a Batman fan, I think it's like the Lifetime movie of all or ABC Family movie of all Batman books, because it has a happy ending in the end. Batman's like chucking Damian on the chin and being like, oh, I know you were fucking around behind my back, but I'm just going to be grateful of the little mementos you gave me. And I did like that he almost choked up a couple times at it. So if you're a Batman fan, definitely pick it up and add it to your collection, because for once, it doesn't end in tears and destruction. Next up is Aquaman 16, as I like to call it, the fish poop of the ocean. We've been reading Aquaman at the beginning. I read the first handful of issues with DC's reboot, and Aquaman fans are raving about how great it is. And I don't think that it's great. I think that it's just not shit. And you guys are just willing to eat it up, because this isn't good. Justice League wasn't that good. Justice League last week ended with Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman left in little capsules at the bottom of the ocean because Arthur's brother Orm deemed it so. And Arthur just let him do it. So now Arthur goes down to the bottom of the ocean. Batman and him are trying to figure out what to do. I like that Mara and Cyborg show up to help him out. And he says, whatever you do, don't let Batman out of his casing. And I kind of like that only because they let Wonder Woman and Superman out, and somehow those two are talking underwater, which is complete bullshit in my book. But I like that it kind of humanizes Batman a bit more. You realize just how vulnerable he is, because they're like in very deep pressures, and they're definitely worried about crushing his entire body or giving him the bends. So I appreciated that, because I was like, oh yeah, Batman's not indestructible. In the end, Mare shows up with Cyborg. They kind of scare the mer people topside, so they're going after Boston. And one of Arthur's very, very supportive followers has kind of gone dark side, and he might be the one that set these mer people free in the first place. This issue in itself, not much happened. Apparently, Superman and Wonder Woman can talk underwater, so that was pretty cool. I would say wait for the trade. It's not that great. It's not that awful, which according to Aquaman fans say that's a good read. So, Aquaman, no, I didn't love you. You're going back under poop of the sea. We're going to move on to something a little more interesting. SpiderMan Superior Spider-Man #2. The cover of this is great because you see Mary Jane dressed as a hooker, and Spidey's pulling his little face up, making the fuck out with her. I did like that. Most of this issue is Doc Ock in Spider-Man's body trying to hump Mary Jane. And while that's going on, Patrick Swayze Peter Parker is standing there like, oh God, why? Oh God, I can see this. Oh God, stop. And it's just like 4 different date scenarios where Doc Ock's trying to fuck MJ, and he just keeps getting more and more blue balls as like the issue goes on. And Peter is just like frustrated as shit. But then halfway through the book, Doc Ock realizes, I can access all his memories. So why don't I just daydream about Mary Jane and jerk it instead? So that's what he does. Alright, so it doesn't show him jerking it, but we all know he's jerking it because he's fucking Doc Ock. And all he had before were tentacles to jerk it. So he's enjoying his nice, soft, youthful human hands to just go to town. In the end, you see him come up with little robots to patrol the city. And you see him dressed as Dr. Horrible in the office. Nobody thinks this is weird. He has a little robot butler that calls him Doctor. Nobody thinks this is weird. MJ calls him Tiger. He replies back with, yeah, Tiger. Snarky as shit. She still doesn't get it. The worst part was, Peter says, well, she's my soulmate. If this bitch was your fucking soulmate, she would have known from the get-go that that ain't you in that body. That Ginger is playing you like a fucking fool, and she's a cock tease. Put it out there. Get back together with Carly because she is the only one that sort of thinks you're not Peter Parker. Everybody else thinks you're still Peter and you're fucking around. I think that this issue is sort of kind of wasting our time. I feel like by issue 2, we should really see more of what Doc Ock's doing as Spider-Man, not Doc Ock trying to fuck Mary Jane. And Peter Parker being there in the background the whole time, his subconscious essence trying to get through, is unnecessary. I would actually enjoy this issue a lot better if he wasn't there at all, and I could be that consciousness going, no, this isn't right. Because I feel like with Peter doing it, what the fuck am I doing here? I'm reading a book that's telling itself to somebody else. I would say wait for the trade, because I feel like Doc Ock is up to no good, obviously, but I want to see where this goes. He is a better Spider-Man. Peter keeps fucking shit up. Jonah Jameson shook his hand. Shook Doc Ock's hand. Pete couldn't get that shit. So he got approval from the guy he's always trying to get approval from, his Dr. Cox, to his JD, if you will, Scrubs fans. And it happened once Peter's dead. So that part was cool. Check it out, read it on the shelves. I'd say wait for the trade or go buy something good. I'm going to leave you with DeadPool. Posen and Duggan wrote these together. And DeadPool number 3 issue, something about fucking presidents and I don't give a shit. Okay, I am not a history person. I can't stand history. Science, English, give me that shit all day. History bores the fuck out of me, I'm not gonna lie. So this issue already had like 16 strikes against it. Then you open it up, and I know you DeadPool fans love him breaking the fourth wall, but it's so fucking cheesy, and he's so, like, there's snarky, and there's witty, and then there's DeadPool he just seems stupid. His little jokes to the audience are overplayed and lame. The way he talks to everybody seems like over the top and cheesy, and I get that he's kind of crazy, but he doesn't even come off crazy anymore. He just comes off like a useless piece of shit to me. The only thing he's good for is taking knives to the back and not getting hurt. He got stabbed by presidents, he killed some presidents, Doctor Strange shows up, he freaking imbues a sword with some sort of kill the undead presidents of the world power, and suddenly, after 3 issues of fucking leafing through this bullshit, he can just use this magical sword to kill them all? Fuck this book. Fuck DeadPool. All you DeadPool fans can leave as much hate mail as you want in the bottom of this. But I thought this was a piece of shit, and if you didn't, shame. Shame on you, DeadPool fans. Shame on you. Boo. But if you're interested, pick up DeadPool number 3. What the fuck's it called? Richard Tricky Dick Nixon versus Wade Mouthy Merc Wilson. Yeah, that's not just like an eye popper. I don't know what is. Maybe buy it, piss on it, burn it, and mail the pieces to Poussey. And those are Pryde's Picks of the Week. I hope you will leave some comments below on whether you liked it, hated it, enjoyed those issues. I don't care. I'd like to hear what you think. And if there's something I should be reading, let me know. Because I'll rage about that too. Or I'll like it. If it's Batman.